I want to talk quickly about how I grade your essay papers. And I do work at a lot of schools, sometimes 3 colleges, sometimes 4, sometimes even 5. Kind of rare, but every now and then there's a lot to do and a lot of students to work with, especially at the beginning of a semester. And as a teacher of writing, I've got to read all these essays, and it can be overwhelming. And if you don't develop proper ways just to handle the load, you can burn out really, really quickly, and that's not good for anybody. So um, I do holistic grading on your essays in how I deal with it when I see it for the first time. And I feel very comfortable with that and confident in that because I work, in addition to teaching, in the summers, I work for the Education Testing Services, ETS, which owns College Board and also the AP exam portfolio, the business. And they hire teachers like me to get together for about 10, 12, 14 days in the summer to grade all those essays. So, sometimes I'm literally sitting in a huge convention center with like 800 other teachers, and we're all grading AP English language exams, for example. And so I can maybe look at 5,000 exams in the course of one of those readings or the grading. They train us how to read quickly and holistically. Holistically is kind of taking in from a distance, if you will, a large view of the work and determining its its grade or its score quickly but accurately. And so I've sort of internalized their rubric and the way of analyzing the work that they've taught us how to do. And I can look at papers and say, look, out of 100 points, this is 80, this is 90, this is 95, this is 75, and I feel confident about that. And if if I, in good faith and with integrity, can say I really think this is say a B plus paper, and when you translate that in terms of points from 0 to 100, we're talking about 87, 88. That's how I will give that score. And because if I go, see, D's and F's, they're very easy to see. I apologize for being maybe that flippant about it, but usually it's like, the essay should have been 800 words long and you only wrote 400. Well, that's an F, something like that. But when it comes to, C's and B's and A's and C minus and C and C plus, B minus, B, B plus, A minus, A, those are 8 points, 8 levels, if you will, 8 buckets, if you will. And I can look at your essay and I can say, I really know I want to put it in this bucket of the 8. There's only 8 I have here. I can tell quickly, it's definitely not a C, so now I just have, 5 buckets to deal with. There is no A plus, if you're wondering. In movies and all of that, there is, but actually a 4.0 is the highest GPA you can get on the traditional scale, and that's a straight up A. So, but anyway, I've got these 5 buckets. I can drop your paper in one of those buckets really quickly. So, what I do is I use my experience. I've been doing this with ETS and holistic grading for about 15 years. I've advanced to the point where I'm a table leader. So I train I mentor about 8 other teachers every year on how to do this, and I can grade with integrity and good faith and say, hey, look, this is a C, this is a B, this is an A. And so what you will get back initially is just the score. You're just going to get the number back without any feedback. Now that's really my way of kind of handling the load, but it's also my way of not interrupting your life with a lot of noise and busyness that you might not want. Because when I look at all the students I have before me in the course of a regular semester, about 1/3 or even 1/2 are like, hey, let me just do the work. I learn as I grow. I'll get better as a writer over the years. I don't need all this red ink on my paper right now. Thank you very much. And others really want that feedback. But I don't know which is which, and I don't want to just across the board, every single student spend all that time and energy giving feedback if it's not going to be appreciated for whatever reason or read or used. So I'm simply going to assign the grade up front as a score right away, and then I'm going to wait for you to identify yourself. And if you want more feedback, then at that point, I want you to step forward, if you will, and call me, text me, email me, and say, Dr. Horn, on that last essay, I got a 95 out of 100 or a 90 out of 100. And I would really love to know how to get more points. Could you give me some feedback as to how to make the paper better? And that's all you have to ask. And if you're sending me an email, then it would be great if you copied that essay into the email and then said, here's what I got and how can I make it better? And that way I can read the essay. And what I will do is I will give you verbal feedback as a voice recording. So I'll develop a voice file, attach it to the email, right? Then I'll send it back to you. That way, when you reopen the email, the one that you get returned from me, you can see the essay, and there's that voice file. Just hit play, and you can hear me talking about the points of the essay as you look at it, or the parts of the essay. And when you're ready, just go ahead and rewrite, rework, and then resubmit. Redo it, resubmit it. I'll regrade it. I'll give you a whole new grade. And then if you like it, you can stop. If you want to take it up another notch, we can do the whole process over again. So basically, you can revise any paper as much as you want to, and I'll work with you that way. But initially, just to help me get through all my grading at the beginning of every assignment or whatnot, the first round, if you will, you're just going to get a score. But I'm just really emphasizing that I do really like giving feedback, and I want to give you verbal feedback. But I'm waiting for you then to decide whether you want that feedback or not. You reach back out, ask me for it, and then I'll provide it. And for those of you that really, don't need that feedback or don't really want it for an essay or whatnot, maybe you got a 97 out of 100, 95 out of 100, and you're like, that's fine. I've got other things to do with my time. That's great in the sense that, all of this gets defeated if everyone is asking for feedback. So please understand, I appreciate that. I can understand that. I myself hated getting feedback when I was in college. I wanted to learn it my own way by the reading I was doing and by my own invention. But I was very independent in that way. But, if you don't feel you need that feedback, please don't feel like I'm upset about that or like going to hold that against you. No. Keep right on rolling. You don't even have to revise anything if you don't need to, right? Why try to fix what's really not all that broken? So save yourself some time, and I appreciate it. And but that's how I'm working, and I feel like it really has helped me stay in the business because again, it could just be incredibly draining to spend hours and hours and to just realize you're still not full time, you're not getting paid for all those hours. It's a mess. So thank you for working with me on that. I appreciate it. And again, just please remember texting, calling, email. If you do want to initiate the conversation for feedback and for potential revisions, happy to work with you, but I'm waiting for you to reach out to me. All right, thank you for watching.